Okay, I got all that.
What?
What?
You did?
No. Yes.
Are you recording now?
I am recording now.
Hi everyone, this is Christina Adkison from the public speaking class, the SP100. I am doing my first speech, informative speech about Habitat for Humanity. This is my audience. Say hello, audience. Hi. And then James is on camera. James is cameraman.
And don't forget the dog.
And don't forget the dog.
All right.
All right. Okay. Imagine going camping with your entire family, except you're sharing one tent. It would be fun for a few days, but by the end of the weekend you'd probably be pretty over each other. Now imagine sharing that tent with your family for an entire week, or an entire month, or an entire year. Believe it or not, there are hundreds of families living that way across the U.S. since the housing crisis started. In fact, there are 10 communities popping up all over, including Seattle and Florida. And Seattle actually has a tent community of 80 people. According to CNN.com, the homeless shelters are filling up, so people are looking for alternatives such as living in tents together. Habitat for Humanity, which was founded in 1976 and also known as just Habitat, helps the homeless by providing affordable housing for them. From my own personal experience and from sources such as CNN.com and local newspapers like the Virginian Pilot, I've learned a lot about Habitat and how it helps the homeless and the volunteers that participate. First, I will tell you about how Habitat benefits the homeless, and then I will tell you how it benefits the volunteers that dedicate their time to solving this housing crisis. Let's start with how Habitat benefits the homeless. Habitat benefits the homeless by providing adequate housing. According to Habitat Humanity's website, 95 million people in this country suffer from poor housing, which can mean that their mortgages are too high, or they don't have adequate housing, or worst of all, they're homeless. That's about 1 in 3 people in the U.S., which is an amazing number when you think about it. Habitat has provided over 300,000 homes, which have housed 1.5 million people and affected 3,000 communities. It's provided safe, affordable housing for these communities. It's not a giveaway program because the families have to do what's called sweat equity, which means they have to put hundreds of hours into working on their own home and working on the homes of people in their neighborhood. So that way they feel empowered because they're actually helping improve their own predicament and the predicament of those around them. Locally, according to Virginia Pilot, Habitat has affected us locally by making homes in the East Ocean View area of Norfolk, Virginia, and in Portsmouth, Virginia as well. According to Wikipedia, Habitat homes are affordable based on several factors. One of the factors is that most of the materials are donated by companies. The most important factor is that labor costs are cut down because the houses are built by volunteers. These homes are sold not for profit, so that's another way they're able to cut the cost. Based on Habitat's website, and from my own experience, I can tell you that even the most unskilled worker can help. The workers are put in charge with foremen, and the foremen tell you all the safety regulations, and they make sure that you're doing the right things to build a home. Or if you don't want to be actively involved in building the homes, you can be involved in the advocacy, which could, just telling about homeless or Habitat in general. Habitat also has special programs, such as after Hurricane Katrina, they had a special program building homes in New Orleans, and also alternative spring break programs for college students to get them involved in something more productive than going down to Rio. In my own personal experience, I really enjoyed, I volunteered both in Baltimore and in Mexico, and I really like seeing the community get together to help each other, like the more wealthy people helping the poorer people, and to see the families excited that they were actually improving their own predicament and doing something with their housing crisis. Okay. According to Wikipedia, that all these factors can make people actually be homeowners instead of just living and renting substandard housing. As we have seen, Habitat for Humanity not only greatly benefits homeless families, but also the volunteers who dedicate their time. It helps change the lives of the people. I know personally when I helped build a home for the family in Mexico, they were just so grateful and so giving. Every morning they tried to give us coffee, even though it was 100 degrees outside, but we were so grateful that they were so excited that we were there to help them build their home. And, excuse me, and anyone can help. You don't have to know how to use a hammer even, because the foreman will help you learn how to build a home. If enough people get involved with programs like this, then we can actually turn the housing crisis around in this country. And then the people that are living in tents can eventually see them as recreation and not their semi-permanent homes. Just to remind you how common the face of homelessness can be in this country, I will end with a quote from Gregory Lewis, who lives in one of the tent communities in Seattle. He said, "A lot of us want to be quote-unquote normal. I would like to be a contributing citizen with a good job and eventually help those like myself. When I'm on the bus, you wouldn't ever guess that I was homeless." Thank you.
Now, how do I make sure this thing actually recorded?
What was my time? 5. Yes! That needs to be 5 minutes. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. What? Are you still recording?
I don't know.
Yes.